Today I'm going to give a few tips on breeding African soft furs if you're starting out, or whatever it may be. Just a few things that I have done along the way that might could help somebody out. But the first thing that I'm going to talk about is the wire size. I would recommend going with the 1/4 inch wire instead of the 1/2 inch. Babies will squeeze through, and the food will also squeeze through depending on what you're using. I mean, I'm having to use dog food right now because of supply issues with rodent food, trying to get it and them keeping it in stock, but the dog food will fall through, and as well as the rodent food, when it gets down to a certain size, it fell through as well. Keep a check on your water. Once the water level gets down, below where it hooks in up there, it will airlock the line, and the rats won't be able to get water out of it, and you may fill it up and not think about it, and they're still not able to get water because there's an air bubble in there keeping water from moving. So I always go through when I fill it up and make sure that there's water coming out of the nipple, and that has led to quite a bit of problems. I've got concrete tubs over here, but I built this rack with the Freedom Breeder tubs because you can see the distance to the top is quite a bit less, and I don't have to worry about stacking the shavings or hemp bedding, whatever you use, up to the top like I do with these. So that makes it a lot easier for them and a lot easier for me. So I would definitely recommend for the ASF'S going with a shorter tub. As you can see on my concrete tubs, I have the wire here, and that's from, they've seen this little hole right here where I guess it's for hanging the concrete tubs on a nail, if you're using them for concrete or whatever, just hanging them up out of the way, and they will chew and make big holes in these, and then you have to patch them up, which is another con to the concrete tubs versus the Freedom Breeder tubs. They have no holes, and I haven't had an issue with them chewing. You can use the ARS tubs or whatever. I mean, I just went with the Freedom Breeder, and they've worked well so far. I'm gonna eventually build another rack like this, or buy, just depending on the cost and all that. But I mean, the concrete tubs work really good as as a budget rack. I mean, but this with the Freedom Breeder tubs is still a pretty budget friendly rack compared to commercial racks, but it's just a little bit of an upgrade compared to the concrete tubs. And if you can do so, I highly recommend going with this type tub, or whether you like the smaller tubs or whatever. I would highly recommend going with something like Freedom Breeder or ARS versus the concrete, to save yourself from having to deal with these type problems here, coming in and your rats be all over the floor or whatever. In most of my tubs, I'm keeping at least 2 males and anywhere from 4 to 8 females. And the reason I keep 2 males is I always want to have one in there as a backup, just in case I have a male that doesn't want to breed or gets too old to breed. Just any number of things. I always have a backup, that way production doesn't stop, and if you have one die or whatever, you've got another male already in there until you can have some babies grow up and hold another male back. Your production doesn't stop. Overcrowding can be a issue that you can have with these. So what I usually do is I'll have 2 males and like 4 females. And if production's good and I have plenty of room, I might adjust on the other tubs, you know, maybe add 5 females or 6 females, whatever. But overcrowding can cause production to go down or stop, you know, at all. So you really want to watch for the overcrowding and see what works best for you. They can also start killing each other off, you know, just many things like that. And I usually try to socialize. I mean, I can go in here, I can mess with the babies, I can do pretty much anything, clean them, you know, picking up the moms just because I come by. You know, I'll stick my hand in, you know, maybe rub one on the head, just make them aware that, you know, I'm here just kind of on a daily basis or every other day. And I mean, see, she's not tearing me up or eating my fingers off or nothing like that. I mean, I don't know if they know who I am, but they know that I'm around and that I haven't caused any harm. So usually they're all pretty calm, and they're not like real angry things like a lot of people thinks they are. I mean, they're pretty cool little rats. They're pretty fun to play with. I mean, but that's just a few things that I recommend to think about, you know, keep an eye out for. I'll have some more videos coming. I mean, I'm going to start making some of the snakes, but I just want to touch on a few things for African soft furs. I know there's a lot of videos out, but you know, it never hurts to touch on them. You know, somebody might discover it and it might help them out. But hope you all have a good day, and we'll see you on the next one.